Complete insane.
Wide and get up to 36 months free financing at Carol Rogers Carpet One. Sale ends this week.
Truman Talks Law on Great Day Live is sponsored by the Karl Truman Law Office.
By now, your back-to-school routine is second nature, getting the kids up, dressed, fed, out the door. Kiss on the head. We've got to remember that part, too. Once they board the bus, though, you expect them to be safe and sound on the way to school. Other drivers on the road could pose a threat. Attorney Karl Truman is here with important reminders on keeping your precious cargo safe. Good to see you, Karl.
Morning. Thank you.
You know, oftentimes we do have these stories, and there's a school bus that gets bumped and nobody gets hurt, but boy, naturally, we all go into a panic. That is our precious cargo.
Well, yes, and I've handled many school bus injury accidents and injuries where a child's crossing the street and gets hit by a car or something. So now that we're back to school, I just wanted to, one of my messages is safety and education. So I wanted to just bring everybody's attention again to school bus safety and looking out for that bus and reminding everyone when that bus is out there. I know we're all anxious to get to work, we're busy, trying to get to work that morning, and just be safe and be careful and be aware and let that bus have its space.
And last year, we had that ridiculous story out of Cleveland, that woman who would drive up on the sidewalk. She got tired of waiting for the kids to get on the bus. There was a special needs child, and so she drove up on the sidewalk around the bus until police finally waited for her and arrested her. But I mean, that just shows you the extremes that some people just push aside. What's common knowledge for most people is to be safe around buses.
And it is common knowledge, and it should be common sense that when the bus is there, keep your distance, wait for they have the gates now, the arms and the lights, to make sure that all the children are safe. And because you have to be aware, because children, as we know, are unpredictable. They don't think about the risk and the safety hazards and necessarily looking both ways. So it's our responsibility as the adult to look out for them and not just depend on the child to be responsible to look out for their own safety.
I think a lot of us also see people who clearly don't understand the basic laws of not passing on the right. That's correct, right? You shouldn't do that.
You should never pass on the right, and should never pass on an undivided highway. Of course, if it's a divided highway,
right,
then you can still go on. But if it's not a divided highway, then certainly, when the children are being loaded or unloaded, you have to stop and let them take care of the children first.
Right. I know this is a little bit of a different scenario, but in the afternoons when kids are disembarking from a bus, after they're gone, you have to be even more thoughtful about kids running home or whatever. Kids don't think through, the moving around streets.
Well, that's right, and that's why you have to be aware as the driver. You have to be aware of children in your neighborhood. That children again aren't necessarily going to be aware of the risk and the dangers involved. I'm sure we can all remember when we were kids some things that we may have done that weren't the safest things that our parents probably wouldn't be happy about. But so just be aware and look out for the children, especially getting off the bus. Even though statistically it's safer for the children to ride the bus than even being in cars or walking to school, but most of the injuries occur getting on and off the bus.
Right. Be smart. Be aware, and as a driver, obviously, just extra latitude, extra space always available.
Extra space, that's right.
All right, Karl, it's good to see you. You're not going to fess up to anything you did that your parents don't know.
No, I guess the statute of limitations is expired, though. So.
I put a quarter on a train track one time and kept 2 feet away, and I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, Mom. You can reach the Truman Law Office. They're at 502-222-2222. Or you can go online, trumanlaw.com. Thanks, Karl.
Thank you.
Ashley Furniture Homes.
In Country Club, we would put money on the train track, and then, and the guy would see us in the train and go, "Get back, you dumb." But we're 6 feet away from the track because we want to watch the quarter get smashed or the nickel or whatever.
Well, that's the worst thing you did.
Well, it's stupid.
One place we lived, I had to walk to school. I was in elementary school.
Per
I
month.
walked to school across
Or
the train
start
track.
with UVerse high-speed
And of course,
internet
the train
and add
would
the
be
other
coming, I would,
services you want to
run
get the
try to
bundle
beat it.
you need.
Of course.
So I'd have to wait for it.
Of course. My brother went under a train once that was moving slowly. I was like, oh,
Not
Lord.
good.
My mother
Not
would have
good.
killed